Thanks for staying with us as we get things started on Across Louisiana Acadiana Style, brought to you by Melojoy, the original Cajun coffee. This segment is called Shameless Self-Promotion. We have Nils Breckoff, a producer here at Cox 4, who is also a chef and has a new show called Food LA. Welcome, Nils.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Nils, I always tell people when I'm plugging your show, a German raised in Louisiana. So tell us a little bit about that background.
Well, I'm a native of Baton Rouge, and my parents emigrated here from Germany in the 60s, so I kind of had a mixed background food-wise growing up because I got all of the European classics and stuff from them, and then growing up in South Louisiana, my other side was all of the Cajun and Creole dishes that we all know and love today.
So I've always known you as a producer of television shows. I didn't realize that you had worked in the food industry prior to that. So give a little bit of your background.
It's been a passion in kind of passed down through the men in my family. My father was a great cook who taught both my brother and I, and my older brother is a chef and a culinary instructor. And so it was kind of a natural transition for us. So I did some cooking in college and restaurants, basically just to learn about it, and also because I enjoyed it. And it's kind of strange how that's parlayed itself into mixing with my TV career, but it's been a great marriage so far.
Well, they say if you mix something that you're good at and something that you love, you can't go wrong. So the idea for the show, what's it about to you? Where are you going with it?
Well, I just, obviously I have an interest in it, and I thought there were a lot of good stories taking place in the food scene in South Louisiana right now that, in my opinion, weren't getting the exposure that they needed. And because it was a subject that was fun for me and one that I thought I could tell a lot about, I decided to start Food Louisiana in order to give that a venue for people to find out about.
So here in Acadiana, a couple of places you've been that stick out to you. What are those?
Most recently, we did a segment at Jolie's Bistro, which was fantastic. They're really on the forefront of the farm-to-table movement in Acadiana and are led by a very talented chef, Manny Augello, who really has a great vision for locally sourcing ingredients and turning them into world-class food.
Okay, well, I've seen your show, but for those who haven't, it's not your typical I'm your host talking all the time. You let people tell their story. Give us a little bit about what we see on one of your programs.
Well, we try to cover all things food in South Louisiana, so it can run the gamut from restaurants and chefs to food trucks, food companies, people in the industry, just kind of anything that's new and happening now in the South Louisiana food culture.
Okay. Well, when does it come on? How can people see it, and how can people get in touch with you if they want to be on?
It airs on Cox 4 Mondays at 5. And you can keep track of what we're doing there, both on, you can follow us on Twitter or check us out and give us a like on Facebook or at foodlouisiana.com. And if you need to get in touch with being on the show, you can email me at foodlouisiana@gmail.com.
Okay, Nils, great. Good to see you wearing a different hat, a chef's hat.